So what we're interested in is genes to organisms. We'll look at the anatomy and physiology, structure and function. So for A level, I think you need to know this. We have DNA, we have the code, which is obviously the DNA molecule is three-dimensional, but the code is a one-dimensional code. And then you want to go from that code to the protein, the three-dimensional protein. That is essentially the basis of life in a way. Proteins, we have made of amino acids, the structural and functional components of cells, as I wrote there, and that's it. That's pretty much it. That's a ribbon diagram here, which I like, of an ion channel. I like ribbon diagrams. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. There you go. So if you do A-level chemistry, if you want to do biosciences at university, you need A-level chemistry, I believe. Okay, like at UCL where I went for neuroscience and biomedical sciences, you need A-level biology and A-level chemistry. You need an A. You need to do pretty well. Chemistry is essential. And for biology, you don't have to know. You need, let's see, hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, maybe some fluoride, phosphorus, and silicon. Chlorine ions, we talk about potassium, sodium ions. Pretty much it for, you know about carbon. That's it. I mean, we're not going to go too much in depth with the chemical elements. What we're interested in is simple molecules and how they form macromolecules. We'll talk about that. And you do have to know this. I mean, for A-level, for university, if you want to do cell biology, you have to know all the complexities of it. I mean, even this diagram here, I don't even think is that complicated. I mean, you might have to know that for A-level, I'm pretty sure. So the basis of the molecular cascades, the metabolic processes and algorithms in the cell, you have to know about this to understand how cells work. I don't want to, should I cover? I think I might cover it more. If you request in the comments that I cover this in more detail, just let me know. That's all I'm going to say about this for now. And it gets at university, if you do biochemistry, you have to know, all the pathways, all the mechanisms, all the reagents, the intermediates, what are they called? Well, anyway, you have to know, all the molecules and all the pathways involved, which is, I think, beyond my scope. So, and also beyond the scope of this video. So, the main thing I want you to get out of this is that the molecular mechanism, the molecular processes in neurons is essentially has a basis in the chemistry of molecules. Okay, as I've shown here. That's the kind of depth you have to know, is I would say for first year university, and probably for A-level as well. You know better than I do. And so there you go. So because I did chemistry A-level like I don't know what, like 10 years ago. I don't know, but you study it again in university biology, and you have to know about periodicity, bonding, kinetics, energetics, thermodynamics, molecular mechanics, the electron shells, which are actually the probability density clouds. But once the mathematics you have to study, but just the concepts of this, I want you to you need to understand this. And the basic concept is the basic concept of the biochemistry is, or chemistry, and again, I'm not a chemist, I'm no expert on this, but I know a lot about biology. You have an electron going from one place to another. Okay, it goes from here to here, from here to here. That, to me anyway, is the gist of biochemistry, or chemistry as a whole. It's obviously a bit more complicated, but as I said, I don't want to go in too much depth with this. All you need to know for this video is we have molecules, and molecules, for example, in that case, they bind to, so in that case you have glutamate binds to a receptor, and we have structural change in the receptor molecule and in the, for example, in that protein there, it's an ion channel, for example. We have a structural change when there's binding. There's biochemical reactions, and you have a structural change in the in the functional ion channel here. These are conformational changes, and so that example, it could, for example, open the ion channel. Okay, that's the molecular basis, and again, you have to follow the electron. For molecular biology, I mean, I did second year molecular biology. You don't need to know the electron mechanisms because I specialized in systems neuroscience. So that's all you have to know for now for this video. You should know this, which is all the organelles in the cell. You have to know this for A level. All the intricacies in the cells, dendrites and axon. Obviously, we have the cell body. We have microfilaments, microtubules, which are structural proteins, structural infrastructure of the cell, but also the functional kind of motor transport of vesicles and those sorts of things. Nucleus, nucleolus, membrane. We have mitochondria. You have to know about mitochondria. It's important. The endoplasmic reticulum, the Golgi apparatus. You should know this. And by the way, this is a kind of simplification of the complexity of the cell. This is just for A level. I mean, if you do third year molecular biology, it gets a lot more complicated than that, and you will have to know these at some point. This is one I want you to get out of this video. These are the main points. So the chemical and physical basis of cells, of neurons, leads to the structure of neurons. Okay, and also the function. And based on the molecular basis of cells and the chemistry of neurons, these that we've just described, that gives the neurons a unique functional property that no other type of cell has. It can generate and transmit action potentials. I mean, that is a fundamental principle in neuroscience.